Welcome to this week's episode, Armadale Auto Parts. As you can see in the background, the black GMC, I'm going to take that over for licensing in about an hour. Should be okay, hopefully. Let's find out. We've got all our permits, everything signed off, all the paperwork's done, fingers crossed. The other thing we touched on really quickly last week was the XG ute. You can just see there in the background. So I've bought that. I'm going to make it as a daily. Basically, it was just a country car, 6-cylinder, 5-speed aircon, all that sort of stuff, but they kind of look older because it's the same body shape as the 80s Falcon. It's a good car, solid. I've had to do a few little mechanical bits and pieces, just lights weren't working. What else did I have to do? Just bits and pieces like that, to get it ready for rego. So I'm working my way through that. I think I'm nearly there. Apart from now, I think I've got a charging issue, but I had to fix lights, accelerator, pedal, just a really good clean, red dust everywhere. So I've done that. As you can see, it's a pretty solid car, reasonably straight, there's no rust. The plan is we'll get it registered, probably lower it a little bit, then I'll go through, there's a few little dents on the side, as Richard Rawlings would call them, whiskey dents. So I'll fix them up, we'll do a quick paint job. I'm probably going to go with a set of old school Cragars or something like that. And then we've got a little bit of an idea for some retro style stickering. Should be all right, bit of fun. And now what I'll do is we'll run through a couple of the shop stuff and the Barracuda. This is Butcher's little T Roadster. As you can see now, I am doing the final rub down ready for paint. So it's nearly there as I'm going through. I've got a couple of tiny little pinholes here and there, but it's looking pretty good. I'm going to do the deck lid, and then once we've sort of done that, I'll probably pull the body off in the next couple of days, and then I can prep the chassis. The diff, where are we? There was diff, so that's just got to be rubbed back and sorted out. But yeah, that's getting there. We're sort of hoping to maybe get some colour on next week. Let's see how we go. Craig spent a fair bit of time this week on Rose and Don's pickup. Obviously you've seen it with the cab on. You can now see Craig has gone through and the front fenders, and we've extended the valance panels there. The rear fenders are now bolted on. We end up putting a little spacer in here. One to sort of get the wheels out a little, like the fenders out a little bit. Also, we were a bit worried that because the bolts will come through the wood, that they might pull through. So we thought, oh look, a bit of bracing won't hurt. And you can see now we've started to mock up the running board, so they'll all get all welded together. Then we'll do like a top plate, weld all that on, clean it up, and then that's you sort of getting the idea what that's going to look like. And another new thing turned up for the Barracuda, something that I did want to have on this car. That should look good once it's all painted. Have to have a little stud in the middle there just to lift it up a little bit. I haven't decided whether or not I'll have to cut the hole in the bonnet, but I probably will. I'll do a 4-inch air cleaner or something like that, but that should look good. And when you see the final theme for the car, you'll see why this will work. All right, you can see here, door cards are pretty good. I gave them a clean. Then they got dirty again because obviously it was grinding, but you can see, look, all the floor, the main floor in here is all really good. No issues there, we don't have to fix anything. We have to fix the crash pad, so we're gonna pull that bad cover off, and then we'll have to redo the crash pad. We'll get that worked out. And you can see through, we've got the back seat out. So when we did get it on the hoist, we did notice there was a couple of funny looking bits in the floor near the fuel tank. So we thought, right, we've got to fix them. So fuel tank was out. As you can see from the top, didn't look too bad, like apart from the fuel pump being in the boot. But when we got underneath, well, this is kind of what we found. So not ideal, but we just dealt with it. So cut the floor out. Lucky those braces there, you can see were right nice and solid. And we did have rust in the side here, but we'll deal with it. Not a train wreck, we'll just get it sorted.